Hi, I'm so glad you're here. Welcome to my channel. My name is Michelle. Today's video is going to be all about thrift flips for the vintage style. So grab your cup of coffee or your favorite beverage and join me. This DIY isn't so much a vintage one, but you could make it more vintage if you wanted to. So I found this mug for around $2 at my local Salvation Army, and I don't know where it came from originally. It doesn't have any markings on the bottom, but I knew I wanted to make a mug topper. But I wanted this mug topper to make the mug into a trinket jar so we could use it for gift giving or maybe put something special inside. So I hope you like this DIY. Before we get started, I wanted to share with you this paint set and acrylic marker set that were sent to me by Hippie Crafter. And I have to tell you, I am in love with these. This acrylic paint set is ultra pigmented. It's meant for indoor and outdoor use. It is self-sealing, scuff-resistant, water-based, and non-toxic. And to go with that, we get all of these colors, and they are gorgeous. Now I'm planning to paint one of these little gingerbread men, so we're going to use the color Burnt Umber. And what I can tell you is that with them being ultra pigmented, that means you use less paint on your projects. It took only one coat for me to get the exact color that I wanted on this raw wood. And then for these little cylinders, which are going to be marshmallows, I'm going to use raw umber, which to me looked like melted chocolate. Now these paint markers, I was so excited about. Those are my happy hands. And these are also gorgeous. There's so many colors. And just like the paint set, these are ultra pigmented. They are indoor and outdoor use, quick dry, fade resistant, water-based, and non-toxic. And to go with that, we get 2 different tips for each pen, along with replacement tips. Now for the gingerbread men, I'm going to use the white. And then for the marshmallows, I'm going to use black and pink. Look at that coverage. This is one coat on raw wood. I'm sold. So I will link everything for Hippie Crafter down below, including their Amazon link, and be sure to check them out because they've got some really amazing products, and these 2 products especially are my favorite. Now I'm just going to give these marshmallows a melted chocolate look, and the way I do that is I load up my brush with a lot of paint and then I drag along the edge, and it creates that look of dripping. And if I want a little bit more drip, I just use the corner of my brush to kind of press that paint down a little bit more. As I've mentioned before, I'm not the greatest when it comes to small detail work, so I ended up not liking the way his face looked. He looked a bit like Mr. Bill, and I'm kind of dating myself now. But I ended up going back over that with the raw umber, and it looks great in my opinion. You can hardly even tell that I put anything on his face. Then the rest of his body, I added the quintessential zigzags on his legs and feet and buttons. This topper actually came as part of a jar from the Dollar Tree, and I used the jar for another DIY. I'll link it up above. And I had this topper left over, and as a true crafter, I never throw anything away. But it fits the opening of this mug almost perfectly, so it ended up being a good thing. See? So now we're going to use this to create our mug topper, and what I'm using here is the DAP lightweight spackling. I got this from Walmart, and the consistency is perfect. It's just like icing. Now the key to filling an icing bag, and I have this fitted with a 1M tip, that's the open star tip, so it's going to look like Ready Whip when it comes out. The key to filling bags without getting it everywhere, this is with icing or spackle, is to put it in a cup. I'm using a tin can here, and fold over the bag on the cup or tin can. And this way you can scrape your spatula along the edge and still have a clean area for your hands. And this is what has worked for me even when I was doing cookies. Unfold the top, twist, and you're good to go. Now we're going to start our icing on top of that lip and then move around, so that way we have a clean edge, and the rest of the icing will cover up that beginning part, and it will have a really nice clean look once we're done. I don't want the edges of the spackling to get in the way of the mug, so I'm just going to press the spackling up just a little bit. Now we can leave it like this and add the accessories, but I wanted to add a little bit of a chocolate drizzle. So I'm going to do that with, once again, the raw umber paint and some water. And I end up topping the entire thing off with glitter puff paint. And the glitter puff paint ended up covering up a little bit more of the chocolate sauce than I had anticipated, so I'll probably go back in and add more. But you'll notice that in the pictures, the chocolate is not as prevalent as it is here. Now this DIY actually uses 2 different sizes of the Lennox Christmas ware. Now I don't know about you, but if not both, at least one of my grandmothers did have this Lennox ware at one point or another. So when I found these, I knew I had to use them and make them into something new. So I hope that you like this DIY. I used both the coffee cup and the teacup, and I hope that you like it. These cups are in really beautiful shape. This is the teacup and saucer, and here is the coffee cup and saucer. And what we're going to do is switch the cups with the saucers, and you'll see why in just a minute. Now with the coffee cup, we're going to use some foam or noodle or whatever you have on hand that will hold up your Christmas tree. Now I'm going to be using all the little accessories that I already have on hand. I did not buy anything new.
This little hat is actually a clip that I got from Walmart. I think it came in a package of 4. And as you can see, I kind of ripped the bottom, but that's okay. I'm going to use my marker and just go over that just to blend it in a little bit. And using some sharp scissors, I made a hole at the bottom, which will go into my tree. Now I'm just dry fitting here, but eventually I will be adding all of these holly leaves to the 4 corners of my foam. And then right in the middle, we're going to put that tree, and then I will dress it up with some berries. Now you'll notice with both of these DIYs, I'm not doing anything permanent to these cups and saucers, just in case I want to use them in another way next year or in the future. So I'm not using anything to hold this foam in place. I just cut a piece that would fit really snugly into that cup. And then in the following DIY, I don't use any permanent glue. I only use hot glue, so that way I can eventually remove things. This is probably the easiest DIY of this whole video, and we're going to make a riser out of the teacup and the coffee saucer. And it's as easy as that. Like I said, I'm only going to be using hot glue, so that way I can remove the saucer if I want to later. So it's sturdy enough to hold something, but not permanent.
This DIY used a belt that we got for my son from a local thrift store. It was brand new with tags, so it wasn't necessarily used or vintage, but it broke after a couple of uses. So I was like, no way, we paid for this belt, I'm gonna use it one way or another. And I decided to make some vintage looking sleigh bells. So I hope that you like how this turned out. This one was a lot of fun. Enjoy.
And here's the infamous belt and where it broke. That clasp literally fell right off, but we're going to use it for some decor. Now it's kind of a dark brown, and I wanted to make sure that the bells I put on didn't blend too well. And I've had these bells for a while. I got them from Hobby Lobby, so I'm just going to see which ones look the best, and I like these ones. So we're going to loop this over to create a loop, and also just to hide that area where the clasp was. Here I'm just checking for placement, and now we're going to glue. Now the trick for gluing bells so that they still make sound, because that little ball bearing usually gets caught in the glue when you do it, is to glue them upside down or right side up, whichever you want to call it. But either way, you want to glue it so that way the ball bearing is away from the glue, and then your bells should continue to ring. Now this ribbon is from Hobby Lobby many years ago. I got it on Christmas clearance, and I love tartan, especially during the holidays. So all I'm going to do is make 2 loops on either side, and we're going to use this to make a bow. And using some red twine, also from the Dollar Tree, I'm just going to tie the ends, and this will also help us attach the bow to the belt. Okay, we've got our loops, and now it's time for the center one. And I'm literally just going to make a cylinder out of this piece I cut earlier. And then we're going to glue it to the middle and call it good. Once the twine is tied onto the belt, I'm going to use a little bit of glue underneath and a little bit of glue on the knot. I felt like this piece needed a little bit of greenery, so I'm adding some of my favorites. This is actually from Walmart last year, I think, and it's so pretty. The texture is gorgeous and it has just the right amount of glitter, and if you know me, I'm not a glitter girl. So if I can be happy about glitter, then this stuff is really good. So definitely check out Walmart. I don't know if I've seen it this year, but definitely check it out because they always have really good greenery.
Hey, I just wanted to pop on here and say thank you so much for watching. I hope that you are enjoying what you're seeing, and if you are, I hope that you will consider subscribing to my channel. Most of the DIYs I put out are things that make your home beautiful on a budget, and these are things that you can either gift or keep for yourself. So if that's your cup of tea, I hope that you will join me and hit that subscribe button. And for those of my subscribers who have been around here for a while, I'm so incredibly thankful for you, and especially all of the support that you've given to me, and I truly adore you. Thank you.
After you've hit that subscribe button and the thumbs up button, comment down below and let me know which one of these DIYs was your favorite. I really love the sleigh bells. This will be my last video of 2022, so I want to wish you all a very happy holiday and a happy new year. And until I see you in the next video, take care.